I think this is our last speaker, and ladies and gentlemen, it was such a big deal for the Prince Albert Grand Council, and of course for all those that are celebrating with us today to be asked to do this reconciliation ceremony by the City of Prince Albert. So for that, Mayor Greg Dion and all your councillors, we're so very grateful for allowing us to have this chance to speak and say what it is we're feeling today. And I want to give a great big thank you to your council. But for those that are here today, Mayor Greg Dion, Councillor Dennis Agrodnik, Tara Lennox Sepp, and Charlene Miller, thank you so much. And please take that back to your council that we're so privileged to have this opportunity. And with that, Dennis Agrodnik is going to speak. Councillor Dennis Agrodnik, sorry.
Thank you. Chief Ron Michelle, Vice Chief Joe, Citizen of the Year, Cheryl Kimbley, our Saskatchewan First Nations Veterans Association members, and Mr. Highway who spoke, and Mayor Dion and my fellow councillors. It's an honor to be here to speak on behalf of the City of Prince Albert. And first thing we need to acknowledge as a city is that we are on Treaty Number 6 land. We also need to acknowledge that we are on the land of our Métis people, home of the Métis traditional lands. And although we are celebrating 150 years as a country, we also acknowledge as a city that there was a culture, there were people here for thousands and thousands of years prior to 1867, and we acknowledge that. We also acknowledge that we are all treaty people here today, and that we acknowledge that we need to work towards reconciliation of the treaties. And our hope as a city and as a city council is to work together to build an inclusive country, an inclusive city, and an inclusive nation. So on behalf of the City of Prince Albert, we acknowledge that, and we promise that we will work towards building reconciliation and an inclusive society. Thank you.
All right, everybody. For this part, anybody that knows me knows I love our youth, and I decided to go ahead and ask the Round Plain Juniors from Wapayton to come and join us today. Very strong singers, and they're going to help us with this final portion of our reconciliation ceremony. And this is them. They're awesome little singers, and think of them if you ever need these type of singers at your events. And they're going to first do the honor song, so I'll ask all of you to stand with us today. Stand with us as Canadians, not just as those who are loving Canada today, but as Canadians that are proud and stand with us today. Those of you that can.
He's good.
Thank you. Next, we are going to do our victory song. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to feel the pride and resilience of the people that are up here today. Learn how to work with your brother and sister. This is the victory song, and we're going to ask the young fellows to sing this again. And with that, go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, for all our fallen soldiers and those still with us, for our missing and murdered women and those who mourn them, this is for them. For our residential school survivors and those who never got to come home and those families that grieve them, this is for them. For our leadership who paved the way and continue to do that and fight for us. And lastly, to all the Aboriginal brothers and sisters, all of you standing out there today who stand there proud and resilient and still want to be a vibrant part of our city and of our country. And to our non-Aboriginal brothers and sisters, and that's you, who stand shoulder to shoulder with us and wish for a better community where we work together for the pride of each other. This is for you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Prince Albert Grand Council, we thank you so much for allowing us this time. And thank you to all the speakers. We will have Violet Natal, who is also from the Prince Albert Grand Council, sing a couple songs for you. But thank you, take your seat, and thank you for this time for us and to listen to what we have to say. Have a great Canada Day.